Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, it is so great to have you. I'm Antoinette, a New Zealander living in the beautiful wine region of Lower Franconia, Germany. So guys, this video is going to be a life update video, a little bit of a catch-up video. I've had some news that I've been wanting to share with you guys for quite a long time now, for like over a year, and I have finally decided today is the day I'm going to talk to you about this, because honestly, it's a little bit hard to talk about, but I need to, because it is a huge, huge change for my family. My news is that my in-laws, my husband's parents, are actually leaving Germany. They are moving to Poland, like pretty soon, within the next year or so. And this may come as a bit of a surprise or a shock to some of you, but for me, I have known about this for a very, very long time. I've known that this was their long-term plan since Rob and I met, but it just seemed so far into the future that it wasn't even worth thinking about. And it has slowly come to the point where they are actually going to be leaving Germany and moving to Poland. We have been in denial about it for years now, and that's why I haven't really talked about it. I actually don't think I've even mentioned the fact that they were even planning to move to Poland. Because I just didn't want to believe it. Those of you who don't know, my in-laws are actually Polish. They were born and raised in Poland. They moved to Germany when my husband Rob was 6 years old. He's 39 now. So they've been in Germany for a long, long time. It's a long story, but Rob's family decided to move to Germany all those years ago just for a better life for their family. Poland was not in a good state politically at the time. My sister-in-law is actually 100% deaf, and my in-laws thought that moving to Germany would give her more opportunities, which it did. My mother-in-law is originally from the Auschwitz area. That's where Rob, my husband, was born, and my father-in-law is from the Silesian area. It's a complicated story, but Silesian was formerly part of Germany, which made the immigration process for Rob's family pretty easy. My in-laws' big plan was always to retire in Poland when their kids were all growing up, and that was their dream. Long before Rob and I met, long before I came into the picture, long before their grandchildren came along, and they started making plans for this pretty early. I remember before Rob and I met, they had bought land in Poland, and they were eventually going to build a house there. Before our youngest, Amelia, came along, their first grandchild, they had already started building this house and, you know, making this dream a reality. They built this beautiful house in the countryside in Poland, close to the Slovakian border, and it is just a beautiful house in a dream location. It's just the ideal place for them to retire, except it's in Poland and we're in Germany. And this is where things have been really, really difficult for us, for them, for all of us. My father-in-law has already been retired for a few years, and now that my mother-in-law is slowly approaching retirement, it's become a reality that they are actually going to be leaving, and they're going to be leaving Germany really soon, like within the next year. I think we will only have one last Christmas together before they move to Poland. And this is really, really difficult for all of us. And so I made that video a few weeks ago when my mum left after her 9-week stay in Germany, when she went back to New Zealand. I was just absolutely devastated, and I talked about how difficult that goodbye was, and I was extra emotional in this video, but there was sort of another layer to the story, and that was the fact that my in-laws are also moving. And so we're going to have no family apart from my sister-in-law here in Germany, which is really hard to even say out loud, because, as I said, I've been in denial for such a long time, but it's going to be happening. And I am not going to get emotional about this because it's been such a long time coming, and I've had so long to process this. But it's kind of like the first time I've actually said it out loud properly, that they are moving. And I don't want them to go. None of us want them to move. My in-laws have been such a huge part of our lives. They have a very, very close bond with our 3 children, their grandchildren. Our kids have grown up with their Oma and Opa living just down the road from them. And it's going to be really, really difficult when they are in Poland, like permanently in Poland. The children know about this, they've known about it for a while, but we don't talk about it a lot because it's just too difficult. And yeah, it is what it is. They made this decision many, many years ago. I don't even know where to start with this, to be honest, because it's going to change so much. You know, I'm a New Zealander living in Germany. All my family are in New Zealand, and Rob's family are in Germany, and soon they're not going to be. And so I'm going to have to, as a family, we're going to have to deal with having no extended family here, apart from my sister-in-law. Thank goodness we have my sister-in-law. I don't know what we would do if she decided to move to Poland too, but she wants to stay in Germany. This is not only difficult for us as a family, but it's also really difficult for my in-laws. I know this is their decision, but it wasn't an easy decision for them. It was an easy decision when they knew in the future this was going to be their plan, before they had grandchildren, before they had lived so many years in Germany. And so things just seemed so far into the future. My in-laws are really, really sad about leaving. Back when they bought the property in Poland and they started building, prices were a lot lower than they are now, and they managed to build this beautiful house. It just would not be possible to replicate this in Germany with the house prices now. It's just not an option for them. And they have worked so hard their entire lives in Germany. They came to Germany with basically nothing, and they have worked their way up. They don't own a home in Germany. They have been renting all of these years and working and saving and, you know, putting money into building this home, this beautiful home in Poland. And they have just worked so hard, and they deserve to be living in their dream home. And I have to say, I don't feel like they fully integrated ever into Germany. They have always had their heart in Poland. My in-laws have learnt the German language. They've embraced German culture in many ways. But if you go inside their home, it is a Polish home. It feels like a Polish home. They will be watching Polish TV. My mother-in-law is cooking Polish food. They're speaking Polish with each other. I think when you move to a country as an adult, your identity is already fixed. And so I'm always going to be a New Zealander living in Germany. That's just how it is. They have always been Polish, but living in Germany, and the years have not changed that. That's who they are, and I totally understand them wanting to retire in Poland and going back to their homeland and, you know, finally being able to live in Poland after all of these years, because their heart has always been there. I'm so happy for them in that sense. I really believe that they are meant to be in Poland, but it doesn't make it easier, because we would love to have them here in Germany. And so, as I said, I've had a lot of time to come to terms with this. We've had a lot of time to come to terms with this as a family. And my in-laws spend a lot of time in Poland in the house that they've built. They will go for a month at a time. Whenever we go to Poland, we will stay in my in-laws' house. It's so beautiful and homely, and it's just a very lovely area of Poland. I've actually made a conscious effort to be independent, because I have always known in the back of my mind that my in-laws are going to be moving back to Poland, and we're going to be here in Germany without them. And so I haven't called on them for every little thing like I probably could have done, because they would be there in a heartbeat if I needed them for any reason whatsoever. But I have taken it upon myself to handle situations on my own. And of course, we see a lot of my in-laws. I adore my in-laws. We have a wonderful relationship. They are a huge part of my children's lives, but I just haven't really called on them much for little things like if I have to work or something and, you know, one of my kids is sick, I will figure out a way to, you know, work that out without having to call my in-laws. Once in a while, I have called on them, but not very often. Just kind of practice for when they, you know, finally move to Poland. I'm feeling pretty good about being able to handle things without having family here, extended family. I have done a lot on my own. My husband and I, we're an amazing team. I've got my amazing husband for support if I need anything. And I know that we're going to be fine. We're going to be absolutely fine. But it's still really hard and I'm going to miss them so much. I loved having them living in the same town as us. I'm going to miss them so much, but I mean, they're only in Poland. Poland borders Germany. It's quite a long drive. It's going to take about 9 hours drive to get to them, but we will visit them. It'll be probably just once a year around Easter time is when we usually go to Poland, but they can come and stay with us. They're both going to be retired, so they will want to come back to Germany and they can stay with us. We're going to be seeing them. We can talk to them. It's not going to be the same, but I mean, this has been coming for a long time and it's just, it is what it is. That's my saying, it is what it is. So I just wanted to talk about this because in my videos, I often bring up my in-laws and then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh, they're going to be leaving. And I kind of just wanted to explain what our situation is going to be like very soon. Also, I have to say, I have made a conscious effort over the years to build a village for myself and my family. I have got the most amazing friends who I consider family. I can honestly say I have at least 3 friends here who I could call on for anything and they just feel like more than friends. As I said, they feel like family. And so I do have that support system here and I am going to think positively about the situation. Don't get me wrong, there have been times where my husband and I have been so upset and we've just been hoping that my in-laws will change their mind. And I'm sure my in-laws have had times where they have been feeling really upset. I know that they have. But we have come to the realization that we're going to be fine. We have an amazing life here in Germany. Our kids have had so much amazing quality time with their Oma and Opa, and we're still going to see them every year. It's not like Poland is as far away as New Zealand. It's right next to Germany. So everything's going to be fine. I'm feeling positive about everything. I'm sad, but it's going to be okay. So anyway, guys, that's about it for this video. I just wanted to share this news with you all, just so you know where I'm at in my life. I am pretty selective about what I share in regards to my personal life. I just thought this was something huge that is going to have a significant impact on my life and my family's lives. And I just felt like I needed to share that. And I feel so much lighter after sharing that, actually. It was something I was holding. It just felt really heavy and I couldn't even say it. Like I literally couldn't even say that my in-laws were going to be moving. But now that I've said it, it feels better and I can just kind of move on with life. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you again really soon. Bye.